A week ago, a vet counseling center opened in Huntingburg. And in this edition of WJTS in.form, we're going to talk with two gentlemen from the Marine Corps League who were instrumental in getting that vet center in Huntingburg. And gentlemen, welcome to the show. Who we have with us is Dave Englert.
There you go.
He is the commandant
of the Department of Indiana Marine Corps League.
Okay. And Steve Lindauer.
I'm public affairs officer for the Southern Indiana Leatherneck Detachment. He's over the entire state. I'm just with the local Marine Corps League, of which he is a member.
Oh, so we're really honored.
You
to be
really are
within
honored.
the presence.
We're in the presence.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Actually,
the Grand Poobah.
I'm just a member of the Marine Corps League at this point in time.
Well, gentlemen, we'd like to talk about the new vet center, which opened a week ago in Huntingburg, and this is a counseling center. So let's kind of define who is this for?
Well, this is the vet center is a VA program.
Okay.
And it provides counseling services to what the VA terms as combat veterans. Now, the term combat veteran can be a little bit misleading, especially Marines. You know, we think, well, if you're a combat veteran, that means you have a combat infantry badge or a combat action ribbon or something like that. But the technical definition of combat veteran for VA affairs is you've earned a campaign ribbon or medal, or you were activated under Title 10. That's for the National Guard. You're activated under Title 10, which means you received an activation ribbon and a campaign ribbon. So basically, if you participated in like the Persian Gulf War, Korean War, Vietnam War, doesn't even have to be a war. It could be a police action, whatever you want to call it.
While there was a war going on.
Exactly. Okay. You know, but it, you know, the way I put it is, you know, if you're eligible as a regular member of the American Legion or the VFW, more than likely you're eligible to receive free services through the vet center.
Okay, and this is a counseling center. This is not a hospital.
Correct.
Correct. Now they do provide, they are able to provide a little bit of assistance in helping you get help.
It's a referral service.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
For
They can
physical.
refer. Right.
Okay.
You know, but that's not their primary mission. They are there to provide counseling for readjustment. You know, many times, especially our younger Marines, our younger veterans now.
Okay.
I have a tendency to say Marines for some strange reason. I don't know why. But, you know, other than the National Guard, our veterans come home in groups of one. And so they don't get the big homecomings, whatever, and sometimes they just kind of disappear into the woodwork. You know, the advantage of having this vet center here in this area is they have somebody they can contact locally and get the help they need.
What did it take to get that here?
It was short of an act of Congress.
Okay. Took a lot of work.
But not very far short of act of Congress. And actually, this started out late last year. Our commandant at the time, James Webb, had just by accident run into somebody from the vet center, and we started discussions, and we found the Shearer Family Medicine, Dr. Shearer, Ryan, and Rochelle. I said her name wrong earlier, but you know, they have some space that they're donating for this, which is really nice. I've been out there. It has a private entrance. They have a parking lot in the back so that veterans who might be a little bit shy can go around back and, you know, not be seen from the street, so to speak. But after the federal lawyers and everything worked everything out, we finally got I'm not sure what it is. It's some type of certificate that allows the vet center to operate out of Shearer Family Medicine.
And this is tied to Evansville's Vet Center?
Yes.
Yes.
You know, there's 5 vet centers across the state of Indiana. The closest one to us is down in Evansville. They're open 5 days a week down there. But this actually brings a presence up here every Tuesday right now from noon to 6. And that provides counseling for readjustment. You know, maybe you've come home and you're just having a hard time fitting back in with your family and society in general. PTSD, you've had some type of traumatic event in your life or events. Family and social counseling. You know, if you're one of these veterans and let's say you're having problems at home with your family and, you know, or your family's having problems with you, which is my case.
Pretty much everybody's having
Pretty much
trouble,
everybody's
yeah.
case. You know, they can counsel on
Kidding.
that. They also provide sexual trauma counseling and assistance. And, you know, they're available there kind of as a, I don't want to say a one-stop shopping center, but they can kind of point you in the right direction for employment assistance, veterans benefits, medical benefits. You know, and like I said, that's not their primary mission, but they can point you in the right direction.
And this counseling center is free to veterans because it's funded through VA.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
You know, and what they like to say is you've already made that payment. If you're a veteran and you're a combat veteran, you've already made the payment for
You've already
these
earned
services.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're trying to facilitate putting the two of you together to help the veteran.
And I guess right now people may be going to Evansville or someplace else, but it just makes it a little easier, more convenient, close
Correct.
to
So
home.
many of the bigger cities will have, it's a little more readily available in an urban environment. We're semi-rural out here in Du Bois County, in Pike County, Martin County, and around, and Spencer County. Sorry, I don't want to leave you guys out. But this brings a little closer to home. Even if it's only one day a week right now to start out, but you know, there's people out there that the readjustment is very much that. You know, there are veterans out there. I know Dave was an officer, which I still love him anyway. That you know, there's some of these people that have been responsible for millions of dollars worth of equipment and lives. And you know, most of us were NCOs or officers, like in Dave's case. And they're responsible people. And when you come from that environment in which a high intensity and high adrenaline pumping everything, and all of a sudden you come back to civilian life and it just drops off like that. And I wasn't a combat vet, but whenever I came home, it was tough for me, and I didn't even see any combat. But so this type of a thing, that's why we were trying to really illustrate that it's if you were during any kind of combat action, you're qualified to come in here and to take part of this while that you were in the service. So let us help you. You know, let us help you get readjusted. And you know, I know some guys that were in Vietnam and still haven't dealt with it. You know, and if nothing else, as David said earlier today, come in and nothing else. Maybe we can just get some group guys, get them together and talk. And it doesn't have to be in a bar necessarily, you know, but come around here and get guys together and talk. And sometimes it comes out and helps each other out.
Why don't people go to a counseling center? What's the holdback?
It's scary. You know, for many veterans, there's the terrors of the night, things that come back and haunt you. Yeah, the real tragedy in today's society is, according to the February report from the VA, is right now 22 veterans a day commit suicide. Now, that's 22 successful suicides that they know of. And that's based on a report from 21 states. They haven't even finished the report yet, but they decided to get the information out. That does not include attempted suicides. It does not include suicidal gestures. It does not include those one vehicle accidents where a veteran crosses the yellow line for no apparent reason. It doesn't include the accidental overdoses, and we all know. So, you know, the true number of suicides, I believe, is going to be much higher than that. And a lot of times, when you're trapped in this feeling, you feel alone. You feel like you're going crazy. You know, you feel like you can't talk to anybody. In that case, you know, a lot of times it's the families of these veterans that need to step forward and say, my husband, my wife, my son, my daughter needs help.
Can a family member go to the vet counseling center? I think my husband needs help, my father needs help.
Yeah, the thing to do
get
in
it
that
started?
the thing to do in that case is to make the call. And you know, I'm sure we can put the number up later. I'll you know, the number for the Evansville Vet Center is area code 812-473-5993. You You know, I'm sure the folks out at Sure Family Medicine would love to talk to you. However, you know, call the vet center
Right.
to schedule an appointment, to ask the questions, to find out if you're eligible. You know, don't assume you're not eligible because, you know, assumptions are most of the time wrong. You know, and there are situations where you may not rate a campaign ribbon, but you can still get some help.
And I guess the most important thing is take that first step.
It is.
And go to the vet. And now
Correct.
that there's a vet center right here locally,
Yes.
it makes it even easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for the families out there, you know, or for the friends out there, you know, I mean, you know, Marines to Marines, you know, sometimes we're a little bit hard-headed, you know. I know Steve
Go
is.
figure.
Yeah, go figure. But, you know, if you've got a friend or a family member out there who's staying off to himself or is in trouble with the law, is having family problems, can't get a job, can't keep a job, you know, more than likely there's something going on there and maybe they could be helped by this. Don't wait until that day where it's like, wow, you know, I really didn't know he would do it.
So just get them to go to the vet center now.
Yeah.
The Vet Counseling Center, which is now open. And again, it's open on Tuesdays? Tuesdays, 12 to 6.
12 to 6 right now. They're asking right now that you call and make an appointment. It'll be a single counselor there by the name of James League.
Who is a veteran?
Who's a veteran.
Army
He's
Ranger.
Army Ranger. Rates a combat infantry badge. He's been there. He's walked the walk. He can do the talk. So it's not like you're going to talk to somebody who
Doesn't know what they're
who
talking
doesn't
about.
understand it.
Right.
And their primary, you know, some vets have avoided going because they think, well, they'll just put me on, you know, antidepressants and drugs. Well, actually, that's kind of the path the path least traveled for them. If they need to, they can refer you to the medical side of the VA. This is not the medical side. Your records are the records that the vet center keeps are not part of the VA system. In other words, you know, you're not getting blacklisted,
Okay.
and you're not going to have to suffer through that label. So, I mean, that's one reason why some veterans don't go, is because they don't want to be labeled. And, you know, the nice thing about the vet center is it is confidential. Even your VA doctor won't know about it.
Well, thanks to our two guests who have been here from the Southern Indiana Leathernecks to tell you about the new Vet Counseling Center, which is open every Tuesday from 12 to 6 behind Shear Family Medicine in Huntingburg. Thank you for watching WJTS Inform. We are local people watching local people.